Divine greetings and gratitude, everyone. If y'all are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the witch, author, poet, and the Saiyonan sage of the Saiyonan archives. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if y'all are returning, hey fam, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. I'm going to be doing a reading today, and the focus is for my PCOS girlies, my PCOS having sisters. And I don't know why, but I just felt the need to just do a reading for us because, as you guys know, myself, I do have PCOS that I'm currently healing. My PCOS was triggered after my husband passed away, and it was a long journey. It was a lot going on. Anyway, that's not what this is about. I'm saying that to say that I myself am healing from something that was very traumatic. And after having PCOS, it was a time where I needed to return to my womb. I needed to return to the womb space, and I needed to do a really extensive reevaluation of my life and things like that. And having going through that process and going through it now, I am in a space where I am comfortable fully showing up in my divine feminine, despite the size that I am right now, despite what is going on. I'm leaning fully into my divine femininity. And as I do that, I also want to honor you, because I do know that having PCOS is something that is extremely difficult. It is highly misunderstood, and it is just one of those things where you have to be very forgiving and very honest, and also very patient with yourself and your body as you try your best to reverse those PCOS symptoms. And I know that it's hard. It is not easy. Your body does not work the way that another person's body would work. And I know that you get so tired of hearing people say, well, just stop eating and just eat less and exercise more and yada yada yada, when they don't know that you are dealing with a hormonal thing and you are dealing with imbalances all over the body. And not only are you feeling that on a physical level, but spiritually, you are in a space where you're trying to recalibrate and you're trying to get yourself into a space where you're not in survival mode. And your body in itself is trying to get out of survival mode, which is the reason why some people who experience PCOS, some women who experience that, they have hair fall out, their nails are getting very brittle, like their whole body, it just feels like their body is like under attack, and it feels like a punishment for going through something. For some of you, what I'm hearing is that your PCOS actually was, well, not your PCOS, your body is experiencing PCOS because of a very traumatic instance or a very traumatic situation in your life. It could have been because of grief. It could have been any situation that caused a high level of stress. For some of you, you are coming from or you're healing from having grown up in a very tumultuous and emotionally eruptive and traumatic environment and space, to the point where your body carried that weight. It carried all of those wounds and it carried that trauma to the point where now you're probably in maybe your 20s or maybe your 30s or 40s or what have you, and your body is doing its best to recalibrate itself, but it's in survival, trying to keep you alive. And so your body's working overtime. And maybe because you yourself could also be someone who was giving. What I'm hearing is the word overly giving. Some of you may be overly giving, and you may have like a high demand life. You may be someone who is called to show up as so many different faces and wear so many hats, and it's causing such a drainage, and it's making you feel as though you just can't catch a break. And I feel like Spirit is saying is like, I really want to give you these messages, and I feel like that is the reason why I'm here to do the reading. I know that that was a long intro, but I feel like it was needed because it's just one of those things where it's hard, and I feel like there's not a very large community of people. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I've seen a spiritual community as of right now, right? Or maybe it's because I live under a rock or something like that, or I live, behind concrete walls or something. But I have not seen a spiritual community that does readings for PCOS girlies. I do not know of any type of spiritual group that caters to specifically PCOS, but I feel like because I'm someone experiencing it and because I'm reversing my symptoms, I feel like I can use my platform, even though I'm building it, as you can see, I'm creating it now. I can use this time to highlight the fact that I know that you are going through something very real. And I want to remind you that it does not mean that you are less intuitive. It does not mean that you should not show up in your best capacity. It does not mean that you have to show up and be a certain way. It does not mean that you are not spiritual because you're going through this. If anything, it makes you even more spiritual. It means that you yourself are very sensitive, and because of your sensitivities, because they were not honored, because you did not feel safe, you were not able, or you felt that you were not able to be fully in that energy. Now I want you to know that you do have a safe space here, and that this space is open to you spiritually, and we are in this together, and we will heal this together. We will beat this shit together, and we will be fine. I know that we will be more than fine. I know that we are thriving, that we are going to thrive because we are doing the best that we can. And I am here in full support. And I also feel like Spirit is saying, like, you don't want to beat yourself up over some things that were not your fault. Spirit is definitely calling you to let go of these things. It was not your fault. You did not cause the trauma. You did not cause that trauma, and your body is fighting. And it also kind of feels, and this is something that I feel like I want to say real quick. I'm gonna stop shuffling because I feel like what people don't get is the fact that it feels sometimes like a punishment for going through something traumatic, because you went through the traumatic experience and then your body is trying to keep itself alive. It's trying to keep you alive. And because of that, you lose hair. For some people, they lose hair. They start going bald. Their nails, like, your body is literally saying, I don't give a damn about being beautiful right now. I want to be alive. So fuck the hair, fuck the nails, fuck all of this. I really just want to be alive. And so you yourself, you may feel like you're just struggling because it's like, damn, like, I'm always tired. I feel like I don't have enough energy. I feel like I'm always giving everything to everyone else, and I'm suffering because I suffered. Like, make that shit make sense. I'm suffering because I suffered. I'm suffering because I'm giving. I feel like I'm suffering because I'm not in a space where I can fully unravel and feel safe. Like, your body right now is fighting for its safety. And so you have to say, you have to be the one to say, I'm going to change my routine. I'm going to do what I need to do. And yes, while I do know that there is a scientific aspect behind PCOS, with PCOS, you're, more than likely insulin resistant and whatnot. And so this has a lot to do with diet. It could have to do with exercise and things like that. But for some people, it was induced because of trauma. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it wasn't. And I do feel like I'm very passionate when I say things like this, and I know that I get very protective, and so I'm going to do my best not to be so aggressive with this message, because I can't help but feel just protective. I just can't help but feel protective, and I feel that the reason why this is coming out is because someone is saying, I wish that someone protected me. Like, I wish someone protected me. I wish that I had a father figure here to protect me, to help me heal, to allow me to be safe, to feel safe. And it's not one of those things where I'm trying to play into gender role, but what I am going to say here is that this could be something coming from someone. Like, I wish that I had my dad here. I wish that I had, uncles or cousins or, sisters or whoever else. I wish that I had someone here to help me through this time, because I feel like if I had more of that support, that I wouldn't feel the need to hold on to this by myself. I wouldn't feel the need to do that. I wouldn't feel the need. And Spirit is saying, like, I don't want you to blame anyone else. I don't want you to blame anyone else. And the reason why is because the more that you fall into that, the more harm you're doing to your body. The more you are putting yourself into this space where you may not be able to manifest as well because of the space you're in. Now, let me be the first to tell you, as someone who is healing myself from PCOS, although I know that I will always have like that biological makeup or that gene or whatever for that specific thing, I know that I can reverse the symptoms. But I will tell you this, that since returning back to my womb and honoring my divine feminine, I have become even more intuitive, even more of a channel. I already was always a channel since a very young age, and you more than likely are someone who was also a channel at a very young age. Very intuitive, very sensitive, very empathetic, very wise, all of those things. And even with having PCOS, the channeling never stopped. So don't think that just because you're experiencing something that it makes you less than an intuitive, that it makes you less than a divine being, because it doesn't. It just means that your body needs a check-in. It just means that your body needs time to heal. It needs time to relax. This is the reason why Spirit is saying, is like, I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to focus on just your breathing. allowing yourself to release the control that you do not have. You don't have control, and it's fine that you don't. It is okay that you don't, because if you keep trying to hold or to have control, the harder it is for your body to heal. Your body can heal. Yes, oh my goodness, the process of healing with PCOS is so dramatically freaking slow. It feels like torture for some people. For some people, they reverse their symptoms in 6 months. For some people, they reverse their symptoms in a year. For some people, they reverse their symptoms completely within I don't know however long, right? It's not a one-size-fit-all shoe. It's not one of those things where you can take this same rag or this do-rag and put it on someone else's head. It ain't gonna work. It's so funny that it came through that way. This hat is not gonna be able to fit everyone, right? And like, that's the way that it's coming through. I don't know why it's coming through this way. Like, the clothes that fit you may not fit someone else, or the clothes that fit you may look differently on someone else. You have to worry about what you can do for yourself and not worry about taking advice from so many different people telling you how your body works. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. What I'm hearing is to also, for some of you, you may be called to take the holistic approach, and you may be, I don't know, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. What I'm hearing is, and I'm seeing, it's so funny that I say that, because you do have the Hermit card here. The Hermit card is the holistic, it's the holistic, not the holistic teacher, but it very well can be, but it's this more holistic approach to healing, because it's ruled by Virgo. It's a card of Virgo. So when you think about Virgo, Virgo is the medicine man of the zodiac. Virgo says, you know what, I have this higher idea, I'm gonna find this problem, I'm gonna fix it, and this is what I can do to fix it, and I'm gonna use medicine in order to help fix that thing, and that's what's gonna help to alleviate the symptoms, but also cure the symptoms. Right? I want to cure this, right? And it's so interesting, because I know people will say, well, you can never fully cure it. The reason why they say that is because if you continue with the same habits, it will come right back. That's what they really mean. But what this is that you can and you will reverse these symptoms. You can and you will. And you shall, as my partner would say, and you shall. Now, that was that message, and now I'm going to look at the cards to see what we have here. And also, I want you to know that you are not in this by yourself. You are not in this alone. There are a community of people, of other, people who are going through what you are going through, and they will welcome you with open arms. You have a safe space here spiritually, and it is a part of my life's work to be here for the spaces, for the people that feel like they are not spoken for, or feel outcasted, or feel misunderstood. And I get it. I 100% get it, and that's the reason why I feel like I want to do this reading today. So anyway, getting into the cards, you do have the Hierophant here in reverse, you have the Magician card, you have the World, you have the Wheel, you have the Moon in reverse, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Hermit, you have the Two of Cups, Queen of Cups reverse, and you also have here the Chariot. You got a lot of major arcana cards coming out here. What I feel right now is that there's something where spirit is saying is like, I really want you to start opening yourself up to whatever these changes are. It may feel like you may feel emotionally turbulent within you, or you may feel like there's a highlight of your emotional body right now. That is something that I feel like you're healing from. There's this lack of like emotional support that I feel is what triggered for you for your PCOS. It was this like lack of emotional support. And it's so interesting, because your body may not be overweight, right? You may be, you may look or appear to be at a normal weight, but you yourself are experiencing it, and it's because of something that is like for some of you. What I'm hearing, I'm just gonna trust it, I'm hearing that it's plaguing your emotional body, and like that's what's causing it. And I feel like spirit is saying that this is a return to this divine feminine aspect, to your divine emotional state, especially because you do have here the Moon card in reverse, and also the Queen of the Queen of Cups in reverse. You have two of these cards in reverse here, and I feel like there definitely is a highlight on the emotional, the watery, the subconscious. I do feel like there's so many things that may be coming up for you now. I feel like this definitely could highlight something dealing with Jupiter entering into the sign of Cancer. That definitely is coming through. But what I'm also feeling is that there is some type of energy that you are going to be aligning with that is going to help you manifest the healing that you need. I'm hearing the word partnership. You may want to get yourself acquainted to a partner partnership. You may want to open yourself up to receiving some type of divine help. And I also am hearing Spirit say that you want to recognize and change your routines and what you give your energy to and what you're constantly doing on a daily basis, because those micro habits are going to help. I say that because you have the Hierophant here in reverse, and you also do have the Five of Wands. Spirit is saying is like, I do not want you to be in a space where you are constantly in a space where you have to fight. Like, you don't want that to be your ritual. Your ritual should reflect more of your intuitive side, more of your watery side, more of that emotional aspect. That is what your ritual could be reflecting if you are to get through this time. Okay. Now, I don't want to say this to make PCOS your identity, because what you're experiencing with PCOS, that is not your identity, right? It is something, it is a phase that you are going through where you're returning to you. For whatever reason, your subconscious, your intuition picked up on this years before, which is the reason why more than likely you started to do the things you needed to do. You may have started to dive deeper into your spirituality. You may have felt yourself diving deeper into yourself, wanting to make these changes, doing the best you can to surround yourself with the right people and to breathe and to just be in this more spiritual state. But for whatever reason, it happened anyway, right? Now, I do feel like with the Magician card, you do have the Magician here, and I love that. What I do feel is that there's something about the things that you have been doing that are helping, and they're going to help. I do feel that if you are looking to see if you've been improving on your health, you may not see it yet, but it is happening. And I'm not just saying that to trick you into believing that. Excuse me. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to trick you into believing it. But what I am saying is that with the World card here, with the Will card here, and with the Chariot, I do feel like there's some type of motion, something happening where there's something that's happening that's going to help you emotionally in the long run. There's something that may be exciting that's happening, that's manifesting here. But what I do feel is like, what I'm hearing is like, it's your mindset. It's the mindset. It makes sense because you have the Magician and you have the Hermit here. They're both ruled by Mercury. Well, at least the Hermit ruled by Virgo, Virgo ruled by Mercury. I do feel that you do have a lot of airy energy here, but also Jupiter. I say that because you do have the Wheel. I am not going to say that this is a very lucky time for you, because that would be basic as hell on surface level. I'm not going to say that. What I do want to say though is that this is one of those times where the wheels are starting to turn, and Spirit is saying is that I need you to embrace these new experiences, because that's where you're going to get the healing. That is where you're going to start seeing the shift happen, when you open yourself up, when you share the things that you may not share on a daily basis. You may keep these things hidden within your subconscious. You may have been having nightmares. It may have been coming out in your dreams. You may have been getting really strong prophetic messages and whatnot. And Spirit is saying is that I want you to share that. It is time for you to start sharing that story. It is time for you to start manifesting this healing in whatever life that you want, because this is what's going to help you bring the healing. That's just what's going to help you heal. Also, Spirit is saying is that I want you to give up the constant need to fight against it. Allow it to happen. Allow yourself to open up. This is your divine feminine saying, knock, knock. I'm ready to come out now. Like, I'm ready to come out now. And I don't want to keep being repressed. I want to open up. I want to share, and I want to move forward. But this is you saying that I'm going to keep knowing and taking charge of my healing. I am in charge of my healing. My healing is being done now, and I don't have to feel like I'm in a constant state of regression. I'm not going to keep regressing. In fact, I am improving. I feel with this Chariot card here, for those of you who have PCOS or who are experiencing PCOS, this is one of those things where Spirit is saying you are in charge of your healing. You have to be willing to take matters into your own hands. And I want you to remember that. Interesting. You have the High Priestess here who's up in reverse. This High Priestess up in reverse here, I do feel like it's one of those things where Spirit is really wanting you to start honoring this aspect of you. I just heard don't skip over it. Like, don't skip over it. Also, being very meticulous about what you're putting into your body. You have to be meticulous. Like, If we're going to get through this, we have to be meticulous and we have to say no when we need to say no. You have to, because your body is like literally depending on it. If people don't get it, let them not get it. They're not experiencing what you're experiencing, but you have to honor what you know to be true. And Spirit is saying, I don't want you to keep disowning or dishonoring your divine feminine, your intuition, because for some of you, you may feel, and this is one of those things where Spirit is really wanting to be gentle with you. It's one of those things where it's like, Spirit is not going to tell you, well, if you had listened, you wouldn't be in this situation anyway. It's never like that. And I feel like someone else probably said that to you. But I do feel Spirit is saying is like, you were right about them. They do not need to be in your corner. You do not need that kind of energy in your life. No. What I am hearing though is that you would benefit from getting serious. If you guys are new here, when I stutter, it's because my mind is moving a mile a minute and it's hard for my mouth to keep up. That is the reason why you hear that. That's the reason why I stutter at times. But anyway, so basically I am feeling like Spirit is saying is like, it wants you to get serious about it wants you to get serious. And in order for you to manifest these changes, you're going to really want to change up your routine. You're going to want to pivot, and you're really going to want to take charge of, you know, what you got going on. Talk about choices. You have the Lover's card here. See, this is so divine, right? Like, it's so divine. I feel like the fact that you do have the Lover's card here, and with this High Priestess and with everything else here, I do feel, I just heard like the word sudden changes. This is a chapter in your life right now where you can expect to start to see things play out in your dreams, these intuitive hunches, these intuitive messages. And Spirit is saying is like, I really need you to move accordingly. Let every decision you make be a decision from empowerment. Let every decision you make, whatever you choose, make sure that it fits your highest alignment and that it fits your highest divinity. And remember that the High Priestess, oh, I love that. You have the Queen of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. I love the Queen of Pentacles. She's so sensual. You want to get into your body. You really want to get into this mindset of constantly choosing love and constantly choosing to embody this feminine aspect of yourself. Your divine feminine is really coming through, and I love that for you. And the reason is because for so long you've been in this energy where you were constantly having to fight. You were constantly having to do. You were constantly having to feed everyone else. You were constantly having, right, to do and be everything for everyone. And Spirit is saying is like, I want to align you with people that are going to help you, to carry you. Spirit is saying to allow yourself to be carried. That is the reason why you have the Chariot here and the Queen of Cups in reverse. I want to carry you. If you have or are experiencing PCOS, Spirit is saying is that I want you to align with people who you know are going to help to carry you. Spirit is wanting you to be carried because you have done the carrying. But now it's time for you to allow yourself to be carried throughout this process, because there is a lot of things that you are trying to do right now that, you know, you have so many things going on for yourself. You may have just launched something, or you may be a businesswoman. You may be the breadwinner of your family. It may be a lot, but Spirit is saying is I want you to choose you. I want you to do this because you want to do this, not because you feel like you have to. That is what Spirit is wanting. For those of you that are experiencing PCOS, I want to remind you that you can make this shift. When you get yourself in the mindset of it, your body will start to catch on, because it'll be in your habits. It'll be in the things that you do. It'll be in the things that you say. Be very careful with how you're speaking to your body. Be very careful with how you are choosing to interact with yourself. Be very careful with what you're wearing, right? Spirit is saying with the Queen of Pentacles here, be very careful with what you're wearing. Be very careful with your garments. Like, there's something about the garments and like wearing more like loose and flowy clothes. Spirit is really wanting you to show this more sensual and this more sensual, soft, and just this more earthy aspect of yourself. This to me it's really bringing me to holistic healing. Like, it really is. I'm not trying to coerce you. Like, if you take metformin or whatever you may take, or Ozempic, I mean, that's that's what you do. But for those of you that are wanting confirmation or needing confirmation, yes, the holistic approach. I really do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here, this is bringing, I don't know why this is like practical, but it's this connection to nature. Even though the Empress isn't here, I'm surprised we don't, well, not surprised, but the Empress isn't here, but I do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, that is enough for me to feel like this is earthy energy and you choosing to heal in that way. Especially the fact that you do, y'all, why was I shuffling? Why was I shuffling? I swear. Why was I shuffling and I see the Empress? This be happening a lot, y'all. It's crazy. It is so crazy. I cannot do it. I can't do it. Like, I cannot do it right now. Anyway, so basically, yes, the Empress, like we said, Spirit is like, yes, I want you to take the holistic approach. I want you to get excited about healing your body. I want you to get excited about this journey. I want you to put your best foot forward because you have every tool, you have everything you need right now. It starts with what you have. It starts with the food. Make sure that you are eating food that feels alive. You may want to eat a lot more plants, a lot more holistic foods. I know that, of course, because I also do it, and I'm telling you, difference, right? Just because, you know, vegan food does not mean it's healthy, honey. Okay, but anyway, so basically I do feel like Spirit is saying is like, I want you to get excited about what you're choosing and know that just because I just heard like the word fertility. Okay, I'm hearing the word fertility. I'm getting with PCOS, I know for a fact that it does affect fertility. And for some people who have PCOS, I know that it obviously, you know, you have cysts on your ovaries and things like that. So it can prevent you from being pregnant. Also, there are some of you who have had babies even with PCOS. Congratulations to you, by the way. I cannot help but feel like this is definitely a fertile time. I feel like this is one of those stages in your life where you are wanting to work with divine feminine energy to not only heal like your ovarian cysts and things like that, and like your ovaries and your endocrine system and what have you, but for whatever reason I'm hearing to work with some type of like fertility. Hawthorn berries. You may want to work with hawthorn berries, and you also want to work with, for some of you, it's hawthorn berries. For others of you, it's juniper berries. You may want to grab a pen and a piece of paper because I'm getting ready to start giving you a recipe. And you may want to pause the video because those of you guys that know me by now, you guys know that when I do readings, I get recipes. I'm hearing honeysuckle. I'm hearing dragon's blood. That's so interesting that I'm hearing dragon's blood, even though this is a divinely feminine reading, but okay. Dragon's blood. Catnip. Chicory root. I'm hearing like the word like purging. Burdock root. Yeah, burdock root makes sense because it's a blood cleanser and it helps to purge. Castor oil, of course I would hear castor oil because it is a purger. I'm hearing the word warmth, like warmth, like warmth, or like a heated blanket, or like a heated seat. Like I'm feeling like a heated seat in a car. Like a heated seat in a car. Like, you know how you have those cars, you press that button and then like the seat warms up. I'm feeling that. Something about like, okay, like I'm seeing like a massage chair, but then it also like heats up. I don't know what that's about, but that's what I'm hearing right now. I'm hearing Spirit tell you to go get a massage, to like go get a back massage. Ooh, Reiki healing. Have you guys gotten a Reiki healing done? I'm hearing Reiki master. This may trigger the healer in you. Spirit is saying that this is going to trigger the healing within you. And it's because you're going through this now, that you're healing yourself, that you are also going to be the healer that helps other people by giving them the information that they need to also heal their divine feminine and also here to heal whatever they may be going through. This is your I just heard Spirit say, this is your awakening. This is your awakening. This is your healing. This is your awakening and this is your healing. This triggers the healer. The trauma triggered the healer. I'm hearing like stand up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Do it quietly. Do it quietly. It doesn't matter. Speak up. They could say whatever they're going to say. At the end of the day, you are the healer. You are the healer. You are the intuitive. You are the one in tune with nature. Spirit is saying to go back to nature. Go back to nature. Go back to the park. Go back to the nesting ground. Go back to the nesting ground. I'm seeing like cranes. I'm hearing cranes in the sky. Okay. Cranes in the Sky by Solange. You may resonate with that song very deeply. There's something about the cranes in the sky, that song, those lyrics. Go listen to that song. You want to listen to song. There's something about like cranes in the sky and like cranes. Your favorite bird may be a crane. If you work with a Lenormand deck, you may have gotten the crane card recently. No, those are storks. So basically, there's something with cranes and see, even with that, cranes and storks. There's something about cranes and something about a stork. I feel like you may want to look at the symbolism of those birds. I just heard returning home, like you're returning home, returning home to you. You may want, this is your time in your life where you are returning home to you. Honoring your sensitivities, honoring your divine feminine, honoring your womb space, energetically as well as physically. Spirit is saying, is like, I don't want you to judge yourself for what you are going through right now. If anything, I want you to be patient and know that this is a slow journey, but the reward will be so worth it, because the more you know, the better you do. And if you allow yourself to embrace this change and to embody the healer and to be the healer in this aspect, you will see everything shift. Your mindset, your pockets, the whatever you have around you, the world will shift. This dimension will shift. Your mindset will shift as long as you allow yourself to be in the energy. Spirit is saying to be in that divine femininity, because that is your superpower. It was never your weakness. Your softness was never a weakness. It may have been used against you, but it was not a weakness. You following your heart was not a weakness. What Spirit is saying is that the heart space is the middle way. The heart space it was never about you leading with your heart and you being gullible or passive. It was always about you choosing love, because you choose love through the very things you do to yourself. You choose love by being of service to yourself, by being of service to that divine feminine. Forgive me for coming off this way. I know that I get really passionate. I get very passionate when I feel a message and this message is coming through so strongly. I'm not going to delete this video. I'm going to share it, because at the end of the day, somebody should have spoken up for you, and you may feel that way, but Spirit is saying, no, babe, I want you to speak up for yourself, and I want you to do it softly. I want you to do it softly. The word is no when it is no, and you don't have to fight against what you feel. Spirit is saying, please do not fight against what you feel. It doesn't matter what it's going to look like. People may want to pick you apart. They may have everything to say, but they don't know what you are going through. And Spirit right now is wanting you to speak up. Spirit is saying that I want you to trust in what you feel. You are someone that is so in tune with nature. How can you not know? You are so in tune with nature. How can you not know? The divine feminine lives within you. You are the embodiments of this femininity, of this sacred femininity. The only queen you don't have here right now is the only queens you don't have here right now are the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Those are the only ones. You have the Queen of Pentacles, and you also have the Queen of Cups in reverse here. This is you tapping into your ability to be of service, to heal yourself, to recognize where you have been emotionally violated. Speak about that. Speak about that. I'm going to pull cards from this Sacred Forest Oracle. Flow, of course. Expansion, miracles, Yep. You have Flow. That was the first card to come out. I don't know if you guys can see this. Flow. And then you have Expansion. Exactly. I just heard the word surprise baby. Someone may be trying to get pregnant. You can manifest for it. Work your magic around it. Work your magic around it. Miracles. I'm hearing like roses. Miracles here. It was going to happen when you least expect it. The thing about miracles that I want to say too is that miracles to me are things that manifest that we logically did not think could manifest. And I feel like this is the reason why Spirit is saying trust in what you feel, because logic can always be distorted. It can always be manipulated, but what cannot be manipulated is that intuitive energy. If you are truly using discernment and you are truly being led by the divine, right? Then you could never be tricked or fooled. You also have prosperity here. I love that for you so much, y'all. You have leadership. And you also have, I'm trying to get where you guys can see the cards. You have grace. I'm loving this because grace reminds me of, oh my God, it's so amazing because you have the Queen of Pentacles here. So of course you would get grace. Of course you would, right? And you also have the Empress. This is so beautiful. You have, I'm going to turn this card upright. I mean, look at all these divinely feminine cards you have. Like, stop it. Okay, we're turning these upright because we ourselves are divinely feminine and we're going to let ourselves be feminine. And we're going to embrace this divine femininity unapologetically. Okay, this is what we have here. And I love this for you, my divine feminine, my beautiful divinely feminine babes. I love y'all. This reading has it was a wild one, but with all this energy, I mean, I feel like you're returning to the earth. I'm gonna say this right now, and I know I'm like shamelessly letting y'all know that I got things that could help you spiritually, okay? So basically, I do have this divine feminine oil that is available in the ETHERIUM. I do have that. I've been working with this oil, and let me just tell you, I love it. Oh my goodness, spiritually speaking, it is the best. Like, I love it. I also do have fertility oil that you guys could work with the hype, with that Empress card coming up. I definitely would be working with. I'm also seeing like, I don't know why I'm getting like a smell of orange, and I'm also smelling like oh, I just heard the word cypress. Like the word is cypress is coming through. And I'm also feeling like with this Empress card, there's something that definitely is growing, expanding, evolving that you are going to birth. So for those of you again who are experiencing PCOS, what you are birthing is prosperity. What you are birthing is you're becoming expanded, you're being stretched. Oh, this is Mama Gaia. Oh, that's the oil. Yes. Where is it? Yes, y'all. Let me make sure my wig is okay. Anyway, so we have Mama Nuna. I love this oil. Stop it. I love it. And you guys know that the reason why I named it Nuna was because, I mean, what did you expect? You know, I'm just kidding. So basically, this is grounding. You definitely do want to get grounded. You do want to take a very grounded approach to your healing. Also, how could you not? I mean, look at those beautiful herbs and flowers, and oh my goodness, this oil is like one of my favorites. Do y'all see that? Y'all see that? Beautiful oil. I love it. Created it myself, of course, obviously. I would highly recommend that y'all use a Mama Nuna grounding oil to help you ground whatever it is you're trying to manifest into reality. I also feel like this does deal with, obviously, Mother Gaia, Mama Gaia. I didn't want to use that because I just feel like it's just so popular. I wanted to come up with a different name. And also the Divine Feminine oil. I would highly recommend y'all work with these too. I also do have candles available in the ETHERIUM as well. if I were gonna work with any oil right now, or not oil, but any type of candle, it will more than likely be like the self-love candle. And I can also get to creating some oils, some candles regarding grounding and things like that. Also, I do feel this is bringing me to like that vibe where you read books like in a garden. I love that. Where you read in a garden. I love that. Like reading, I don't know if you guys are like I'm hearing something about like Rupi Kaur. Like you may really enjoy Rupi Kaur's readings and whatnot. I'm also hearing for you to expand your horizon when it comes to like books and like journals. You may want to journal. And yeah, like that's what I feel. These two oils though, I would highly recommend it. I love using it. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. I really do love working with this oil. This Divine Feminine oil is a banger. Love it. Anyway, enough about that. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for listening to this reading. I hope that you guys got what you needed. I hope that you feel replenished, that you feel loved, that you feel seen, because you got this and you're going to reverse them fucking symptoms, honey. Yes, you are. And we're going to do it together. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You got this. Give yourself grace. Give yourself space, give yourself love, and you got this shit in a bag, honey. May everything manifest. By the way, by you tuning into this reading, the fact that you have all these cards, absolutely, you are being worked on, and success, money, abundance, prosperity, peace, safety is yours. I love y'all. If y'all need anything else from me, please feel free to visit me online over at theSaiyonanPath.org. If y'all want to, you guys can also follow along with me over on Instagram at Magic of Eden. I appreciate love your presence here. Thank y'all for subscribing to this YouTube channel because I want to see us grow and evolve. And if there's nothing else, I would also like to recommend that you send this video to a friend, to a family member, or even to your social media so that we can get us into the algorithm, because we need to expand, grow, evolve, and enjoy. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in my next video.